What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle and welcome back to the YouTube channel. We have another episode of Cop or Drop. Of course, I'm joined by Ivan Lapagna. I know you just got back in town. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. We're ready for this July. So Summer Stars or FOF, Festival of Football, I think should be done very soon. But we have one last team to cover, of course.
Team 2 of the Summer Stars or the Summer Heat or whatever they've rebranded or renamed these players. We have that selection. I believe it's 18 names. If you've been enjoying the series, which a lot of you have, and it's something that Ivan and I are looking to carry into FIFA 22, where of course there'll be a lot more hype and more buzz. We're kind of going towards the tail end now. We're trying to get a tan or fix the tan line, something along those lines. Make sure to like it if you haven't subscribed to Ivan. Of course, down below, first link, it's there. I just gave myself some self-love while giving you the promo. I don't know why. I did some I shook my own hand.
It's fine.
And in the comments, let us know, cops, drops, do you agree, do you disagree, what's the situation? And also, if you would like to hear Ivan and I's opinions on maybe some different player models, like if we were to go through, for example, icon moments or moment icons or different categories like that, we can kind of close out the year with, I guess, our final decision or our final verdict on certain players, because the time period does matter. But without further ado, let's get this started, because we got quick fire, we got names, we got a copping, we got dropping. Lapadula, what a name.
Yeah, Lapadula playing for Benevento. But what can we say about him? This is the lowest rating in this selection. Doesn't look like anything special. He's cheap though, but I mean, if you're looking for gameplay value, he's a good player, but still will be at this point quite average. He's also double for body type, as well as we mentioned very often, is average. So I would not use him simply, and hard to link, very hard to link.
I've got him as a drop all day, every day. These are fraudulent statistics. Do not believe in the 99 agility or the 99 balance. You don't go from a 71 overall to a 93 and expect that to be clean and precise and pristine. At least not in my opinion. A lot of problematic potential information there. I'm leaving this alone. And I should mention, or we should mention, as we're getting into this, we do take into consideration, of course, value of what you're spending, what the player's able to deliver. It's not necessarily about SBC value as much. It's really the return of investment, gameplay focus still, but at the same time, it is in a foot equation that takes multiple characteristics. Moving forward, we have Yarmolenko, big man.
Yeah, very big man. 190 centimeters. Was that the 6'3", very big man. And when you're that big, as we also mentioned a lot of times, the body type has to be perfect, has to be right, and has to be lean, which is not the case here. And the double forward again, just as Lapadula as well, and acceleration not the best. Again, quite average quad, I say, hard to link unless you maybe have that that was Lanzini, I think, moments or told something. Otherwise, just no.
Might have been a team of the group stage, Lindsay. I could.
It was something.
But Yarmolenko also a drop from yours truly. If he had the 5-star skills, it might shift the foot item because he's not expensive. Just because then you'd at least have something extra, a little bit of that oomph that you could talk about. But he just doesn't fit the meta. It is what it is. SOMMER. Last week you loved the goalkeepers too with Bravo.
Yes, SOMMER. Well, I think it's okay call because Bundesliga doesn't really have that many great keepers. And Neuer is quite average this year, and then some people paid like 20,000 coins for informed Castells. Considering that, this is, I think, quite good value. 94 Sommer. I think his NIF card this year is quite decent, and some good links with Mönchengladbach as well. So for me, with the price, I think this is still a cop.
For me, it's a drop. There's not a lot of debate when you're going with goalkeepers. It's super subjective. I don't like 6-foot goalkeepers. There was an exception. I started going up against that Bravo a lot.
That was good, right?
Yeah, you impacted the market. I think you made Bravo better than I thought he was going to be. He was making saves everywhere. So you were correct on that one. I'm staying away from Sommer. I'm not excited. I'm not impressed. TORRES! Head back to the Premier League.
Yeah, FERRAN TORRES. I actually tried him out this weekend because we had this Spanish challenge trying to get some extra picks, and he was so disappointing. I'm not sure exactly why, because the stats are quite good. I play him as a winger right mid, and body type is good. Maybe he's still a bit too tall or something. something, double 4. Something is just a bit off. I had a feeling this year that players that are a bit taller, that doesn't have the best balance, like plus 90 balance, which Torres doesn't have, it doesn't really come off that well in the game. Also here aggression 55 is very low, and I played in 12 games, he scored 0 goals, 1 assist, so I can have to drop him.
I'm also going to agree with you on the drop. I spoke about it in my previous video where I said I don't think he's going to be negative towards the squad, but he's also not really going to be positive, kind of just in the mix or in the middle. That's not really what we're after at this point of FIFA, so I've got him as a drop. Dolberg.
From Denmark here, Kasper Dolberg. This was SBC as well, and it expires, I think that's on Friday. I mean, it's very cheap. It's 80k only if you're looking for some players from League 1 and maybe some strong link to Atal. That's Nis as well. I think this is still quite good value. And double 4 as well. He is big, body type is average. He's just gonna be an okay player, and considering that this is a very cheap price for SBC and Atal strong link as well, I'm gonna say actually cop.
I got him as a cop as well. This is one of my exceptions to some of the rules. I'm not saying that he's amazing, but I can get down with him. I can use him. I've seen him in action. I've liked what it is, but he is a big body player. So if you know that you need that lateral movement, you need those really quick agile players, obviously he's gonna be problematic for you, but I've got him as a cop. Next we're going with the cross god. We've got Mailer.
Yes, Joachim Mailer. Playing him as a left back is going to be a drop, of course, because he is right-footed. Playing left back, he has double 3. He's not going to be a good left back simply, but if you play him as a center back, even on 7 chemistry, is going to be insane. He has the height, physicality is 93, 99 jumping, 99 stamina, and also 96 stand tackles. So I mean, as a center back, he's going to be one of the best in the game for only 60k. So yes, a center back cop, as a fullback drop.
I'm joining the conversation. He's kind of the right-footed Hernandez to a certain degree, so it's just a matter if you can do something with the flip-flop in-game, even if you play him as a fullback. But I've got him as a cop, generally speaking. I like the foot item. I think you're getting amazing value, and that's kind of what this list is about. And the market has definitely dipped off, so a lot of players are way more affordable than they would have been at a different point. We've got the Brazilian. You just might have seen the final between Argentina and Brazil with Lucas Paqueta.
Paqueta here, what can we say? I think this was maybe some EA error, because this is very weird. Since his tots had a 4-star weak foot, the Summer Stars got a downgrade to 3-star weak foot. That was very weird, and the card doesn't really offer too much, I think, for this value, because it's expensive. It's expensive. You have to pay 300,000 coins, and with this very low market, for that you can get so much of tradable stuff. And with that weak foot, even though he has 5-star skill moves, with that weak foot, for me he's not gonna pass. Unfortunately expensive, so I'm gonna say drop.
I know the community doesn't stand by him, but I've liked his previous iterations. I don't understand the improvement to the skill moves and then the disallowing or the disapproving or the regression for the weak foot. I don't know if that's something we've ever seen before, where they just decided, hey, we're gonna give you 1 star here and take a star away from there. I still have him as a cop just because I enjoy this player as an individual, the links, the Brazilian side, the skill moves, I could work with it. The 3-star weak foot for me in the midfield is not as important. I would prefer it to be a 5-4, which I think would have justified the price tag a lot easier. But I know the community's not happy. I still got it as a cop. I think most of the community's unhappy just because of the fact they downgraded the weak foot for no reason. Cavani.
El Matador. What can we say about him? Well, I think Cavani never had a really good foot item like he has been that meta in the game. But here he has actually double 4, but still the work rates up front are not the best. The high. Agility, balance is quite low as well. 90 dribbling. Cavani is going to be a fun player. If you like crossing, he's going to be effective. But overall, I think this card is not meta, and it's still, I mean, with this market, we have to say quite expensive, because yes, 170k at the moment is a lot. So I think this is a drop as well.
I've got him as a drop. I actually feel that you'd be better off playing him as a center mid in one of those off center mid roles, because his defending is not awful. It's not good, but it's not awful. And then he does have a big body type. He has the high work rates. This all functions better for someone to be centrally located on the virtual pitch in more of a midfield role, but not an attacker. I haven't liked Cavani's movement. on any of his items. Cavani
Yeah.
just doesn't fit the game well. We're going to Everton. Keeping the Premier League theme, we've got Mina.
Yes, Mina is, I mean, this is a free item. You just have to grind, you have to play a couple of games, but what you get for this, I mean, if you have the time to finish this one, it's an insane free item with 95 sprint speed. He has also, well, 96 defending, 99 strength, 99 aggression. Also, he is super tall as well. Maybe not the easiest to link, but still, I mean, it's free. Crazy item, so definitely cop here.
Yeah, you have to do it. This is a cop, not from an Everton bias. He's kind of Varane-esque. He's not as good as Varane because what players really are in this position, but if you're looking for a compare and contrast player, I think that's a good example. I've got him as a cop. Let's go to Chiesa. As we just saw the Italians with so much success in the Euros, congratulations.
GG.
What's your vibe? This is a more expensive foot item as well.
This one is definitely, how to say, it's more expensive now because of the Italian hype, I'd say. I tried him out as well this weekend, and I did not like him. I did not like him. I mean, he's not cheap, first of all. You have to pay a lot, but he just feels like the stats are a bit fake, you know. Tried him out, and I felt there's nothing special. Almost paying $500,000. I want something amazing now, and this is unfortunately not. So I'm gonna say for him in FIFA at least drop.
I appreciate the logic. I would put Chiesa as a cop if the price tag was different. 400,000 coins right now, as you were saying. I'm just mirroring some of your argument. My expectations too high, especially for a wing player where we have so many options. So even though I enjoy Chiesa in this version, I think is fine. I think it's a good foot item. I just think you can get more for the price tags. Moving on to the next Italian, we have the man that never ages, but he keeps looking like a grandpa. We have Chiellini.
Yes, aging like fine wine, really. This is Chiellini's, I think, best foot card ever. Should be definitely with 91 sprint speed, and Chiellini is always going to be solid in the game. He's super strong, and he has some very good links as well. You can link him up if you have that best possible team with, of course, Cristiano. The options are good. For me, Chiellini is going to be a cop here.
Easy cop. I don't understand the price tags with him this year because I really enjoyed his foot freeze version as well. I think he's super underrated, and even with all the Italian hype, still under 200,000 coins with an endgame center back that's proven, confident, performs on the pitch, virtually on that pitch as well. With Alejandro Gomez, Papa Gomez, with a 96 overall.
This is a big upgrade from his What If card. I also had his What If, and I hated that one. It was just so fraudulent. But this one has +1 of weak foot as well. This is faster weak foot, and he has a massive upgrade here with the physicality, pace, dribbling, everything. I tried him out as well this weekend, but I did not really make him work as a winger. But I think centrally he could be amazing as a cam striker, and price is not too cheap, but it's still, I think, acceptable. I'm gonna say actually a cop.
Also have him as a cop, and I think the big key is the central versus the wing role. You're gonna get more out of him if he's playing as that classic number 10. So that's a question only you can answer. Is that an available role in your starting 11 or not so much? I wouldn't play him as a striker, even as a secondary striker. I just don't think he fits the mold properly. As a winger, he's good, but he'd be great if you have him in the middle. But he also isn't really built to play as a center mid in any capacity. So he basically has to be this specialist. He has to be this maestro. We've got the super hyped up Sterling as our next selection with the 5-5 now.
Yes, this was a brutal upgrade. You got the +1 of skill moves and weak foot as well. And I expected this one to be like 3 million coins actually, because this is really end game card. One of the best items in the game with 99 pace. He has 99 finishing, 99 dribbling, whatnot. And strong as well. Premier League, English. But the price is actually quite low. I mean, 1.2 mil compared to players like Neymar, and he's gonna be pretty much just as good. So for me, I think in this promo, actually, I must say it is the biggest cop. Insane player for at this stage, great value.
I don't know if he is the biggest or the largest degree or the best value of all of the promo, even if we're looking at Team 1 and Team 2. But I definitely believe that you are getting at least a solid return of investment here with Sterling, I don't know if I'm ready to put him on the pedestal where he's sitting alone. Because you got this massive upgrade with the weak foot, and you've got the skill moves, and he's got legitimate 99s. Because Sterling was already really fast in the game, so this isn't really a debatable. Sterling's a cop. There's no doubt about it. I think 1.1, 1.2 is pretty reasonable. I actually think he's even going to sink below 1 million coins pretty soon. But this is a big upgrade with the 96 overall and the little Spaniard.
Yes,
Alba.
little Spaniard. Jordi Alba. About this one, I'm not too sure. He has some very nice links, of course. Barcelona, strong link to that NFL Ramos as well, that pretty much all of us has. But this double 3 bothers me a little bit. It would be amazing if he had at least 4-star skill moves with this 90 finishing and insane dribbling. I mean, if you had him at 4-star skill moves as overlapping fullback, he would be magical. But now he's going to be a bit limited. He's also very short as well. Fullbacks, I think, should be a bit taller. And even though he looks strong here, he's going to be weak in the game for sure. Short legs as well, and not too cheap. So this is a bit difficult, but I'm gonna say in the end, I drop actually.
I've got Jordi Alba as a drop with the price point and my own personal preference. I've never really loved his foot item. I put him pretty high on my countdown or my list in the previous video because I make those videos for the masses, where I'm thinking what the majority of people will be able to put together in terms of linkage and usability, access, and appreciation. But for me, 5'7" for fullbacks really has been problematic. The interceptions aren't the same, the collisions, and even more so because Jordi Alba is just one of those slim body types. Reminds me kind of like Navas, and a lot of you love Navas, but I'm part of that group that I'm not into it. And now we're kind of moving into the nitty gritty. We've got 4 players: 97, 98, 98, 99. Di Maria, which just came out. I didn't get to talk about him previously. He just dropped as we're recording this. He's got a lot of stats. What are we saying, Ivan?
Yes, a lot of stats. PSG as well with some very good links, and he has that perfect link as well to the Paredes. Fofo is now, I think, the best right back in the game with the double 5. And only because of that reason, I think that makes Angel into a co-op here, because he is definitely here end game. Weak foot upgrade to 4, so he has now 5'4". Body type is good as well, height is good, and he can also play somewhat center mid. Defending is good. He can play winger, he can play cam, he can play left striker. You can use him in so many different ways.
You have to have the fodder, because at 500,000 coins, I think it's just way too much for a player that I would say most, I fall into the minority here. I've always been good with Di Maria from the beginning of this year's game. Di Maria is not a player that's been for the masses in his previous items. I've always enjoyed Di Maria, but I'm also someone who's very extra. I do the skill moves. I think he's a little bit unique as well at 5'11", or even rounding maybe closer to 6 foot. He's got a lot more height than your traditional winger. Yes, this has major upgrades, but it's also 500,000 coins. And I'll tell you right off the rip, if you don't have the fodderism, I'm talking about serious fodder, there's no reason to touch this at that price point. So for me, I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of on the fence just because of the price. But for the majority of you at home, I think this is a drop. I don't think you're going to fall in love, because if you didn't like some of his previous items, there's going to be a learning curve here. He's pretty unique.
Doing this one from scratch, not worth it, but if you have the discount, the fodder, I think, again, I cop.
We have Harry Kane. Obviously 98 overall at this point.
Harry Kane, who I believe as well got the skill moves upgrade. He's now double 4. But Harry Kane would always be in FIFA, unfortunately. Harry Kane, and he's not gonna, this game mechanics is not gonna suit him. The work rates are bad up front, high. Body type is a bit bigger, and he's tall. He doesn't have the best dribbling still, and well, I think he's just gonna be lackluster simply. 250k, you would maybe want a bit more. I'm gonna have to say drop in FIFA.
I'm with you. I packed this team of the season. I used him, and I enjoyed using him. I felt that he was gifted with passing. He wins everything in the air. He finishes if you get a 1v1, but he can't create. And as the game has elevated, more players have been introduced. The defenders are getting better and better. That's a big issue. That's a big problem, and you can't change kind of the build that you've got. He's also got high work rates. There's just some problems, or a clear asterisk next to Harry Kane's name in terms of FIFA output. So I've got him as a drop.
But we have next up though a similar player type around the same price as well, Lukaku. And I think this one, it would be in line to say here a drop as well, but Lukaku, I feel though in FIFA is a bit different. He also has a bit more excellence because he's bigger, he is stronger, and this item as well is more agile. And I faced him as well and it was a nightmare. He just has this extreme power, this unstoppable train, and there are many factors here that would say that he is not gonna be good. The work rates are not the best, he's also a bit bigger, but in the game this item is just gonna perform on a really good level. I'm gonna have to say comp. Powerful.
Impeccable. Powerful indeed. We've agreed on this. On paper, there's a lot of problems with Lukaku. You look at his size, you say he's not going to be able to turn, body type, work rates, as you were saying. It just very clear concerns, but if you've used him or played against him, he's got a certain strength. It's beyond 99. Harry's 94 is not even close to Lukaku's 99.
Yeah.
He's just very special. The players just bounce off of him. He splits double teams. Even his bridge dribble is a problem. He's not fun to go up against. I've got him as a comp. I think 300k is actually a steal for 98 overall, with easy links between some of the Belgian options and of course going to the Serie A. And it leads us to the last player, nasty Neymar, 99 everywhere.
Yeah, this item is brutal. And this item caused, I think, most of the market to crash as well. And we had out of nowhere moments. R9 went from extinct to like 10 mil. And yes, what can we say? It's 99 everywhere, also with a massive physical boost as well. I think was at the plus 15, 12 something. And he now has 75 strength as well. And he's gonna have the best dribbling in the game. But there's one issue though, that you also have Sterling, who is, I think, gonna be on pretty much the same level, but you can save 3 mil. And that is the only question mark here. But I'm still gonna say though, Cobb. But I think Sterling at the moment is a better option.
If you're worried about budget, no doubt about it. But if you've got extra coins, you just can't go wrong with Neymar. I don't feel like I'm in the proper place to speak negatively about Neymar, considering how impactful he's been this year. You could technically use the 91 overall Neymar right now, and you'd still be able to get away with it. He's been that overpowered, that gifted. His dribbling, his touches, just everything that he's been capable to do from the beginning of the game. It's always been the Neymar and Mbappe show. That's a cop, and it's also where we're going to end off the video. Let us know in the comments. Make sure to go subscribe to Yvonne. Thank you as always.
Thanks so much,
for being a part of the show. I'm really looking forward to bringing this into FIFA 22. And then if you guys have ideas kind of to close out the year of different player types or positions or leagues that you want to hear us talk about, by all means, drop that in the comments. But I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.
Take care.